I did something really big this month. I canceled 4 bank accounts and 5 credit cards. So a lot of people say you shouldn't cancel your bank accounts or your credit cards because it affects your credit score. But I canceled mine and nothing happened. I still have my credit score is over 800. And honestly, by getting rid of all these accounts, it's given me so much less stress and so much more clarity. It allowed me to simplify my bookkeeping. And now this is going to allow me to know exactly where I'm spending, where it's going, and actually help me grow my business. Okay, so in this video, I'm going to explain why I did this, how it's going to help me in my business, and how it can help you in your business as well. So let's get into it. Okay, so now I'm going to go over the list of accounts that I closed. So the bank that I was with was TD, and I had 4 accounts with them, 4 bank accounts, and I'm closing. I've closed 3 of them, and I'm going to be closing the 4th one. So TD Bank, I do like it. It's a really good bank, but the reason I'm personally closing it is because what I found really annoying was for each bank account, I had to hold a balance. And if I didn't hold a balance, then I would have to pay fees. So it's very annoying because I had to, have this money stuck in all these different bank accounts and I couldn't use it. And then, I didn't want to be paying all these different fees, right, every single month. So all these fees were adding up. It was getting annoying, maintaining all this, right? Just extra stress that I did not need. So what I did was I found a bank that I didn't have to hold a balance, plus the fees were so much less. So it's such a win-win situation. So that's the reason I canceled all of my accounts with TD. But like I said, it's a good bank. I'm just doing it because I'm trying to simplify my life. And the business bank account that I had with TD, that was also actually, it had a lot of fees. And I have a business bank account now with BMO Bank. And that bank right now, it's been amazing. I have a really good experience. And so, yeah, so far so good. Now, these bank accounts that I've had them for a long time. I've had them over 10 years, right? Some of them, not all of them, some of them. And, one thing that I was always afraid of, the reason I kept these accounts for so long was that I was afraid if I closed these accounts, that it would affect my credit score. But how I was able to convince myself and get out of the fear was because like in the future, right? Like the reason you need to use a credit score is either you're buying a house or you're buying a car. So for me in the future, I'm not going to be buying a car on credit, right? Finance or lease. I'm going to be purchasing in cash. So I don't need to worry about credit score for a car. And also for a house, I'm not going to be purchasing a house through a bank, right? I'm going to be, purchasing a house if I want to. It'll be either through a financial institution that allows you to buy without interest, right? So that's why I'm not really stressed out about a house or a car. So for me, because I thought of that, I was like, there's no reason for me to be afraid. But the cool thing is, even after I canceled, right, 3 bank accounts and 4 credit cards, my credit score is still over 800. So for most things, you just need, a credit score of 700 and you're good to buy any of these things, right? Like a car or a house. So, I was surprised myself why it was, not affected by that much, but just, a little bit. But, I guess I can, yeah, I mean, it's fine even if it goes down, it won't make a difference in my life. But maybe for you, it's different, right? Maybe you should look at your situation. I'm not sure. Maybe I have a good history and that's why it didn't go down by much. But from what I had heard is if you have a card that has a long history and you cancel it, it's gonna dramatically reduce your credit score. It didn't happen for me. It might happen for you, so just check. But I'm really happy that nothing happened, and I'm glad that I'm not in the fear mode of like staying hooked to an account that I'm not using, right? Because I don't like to keep stuff. I don't like to waste stuff, and I felt like I was wasting money by having these accounts because of this fear. But now these accounts are gone, and I'm very stress-free, so I'm very happy. Now for the credit cards, the reason I had so many and it was getting out of control was because A lot of these credit card companies, right, they always offer you like these bonuses, these welcome bonus whenever you sign a card. And I just kept trying to get as many points as possible. And I was always under this like hustle, get points from here, get points for there. And the funny thing is, I've collected so many points, but I've never used them as much, right? I think I've used them like maybe 2, 3 times. And I was using them because for one card, I was closing it down. It was the American Express Cobalt. I canceled that. So before canceling it, like I used up my points and I got like luggage, free luggage, right? So that's pretty cool. I used the points, canceled it, and then I have, other credit cards as well. So I wasn't using them. They had a big annual fee. For example, the American Express. I have the personal one. I had the personal one and had the business one. They were both like $800 a year. I wasn't traveling, so that's why I didn't, need them anymore. And yeah, so the way they got me to get the credit card was all these bonuses, right? All these bonus points. So yeah, so I got them. I stopped using them, and I kept getting charged. So I was like, you know what? What's the point of this, right? I'm not using it. I don't like to waste money. And so I canceled them. So now what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be simplifying my life and my business. So basically, I'm just going to have one bank account for my business and one bank account for my personal. So any money that I make, all of the income will go into my business. And then from there, if I want to pay myself or I want to pay for something personal, I'll transfer some money from my business bank account into my personal account. And then from my personal account, I'll pay for anything, right, that I do personally. So that way, it's going to keep everything separate, simple, and organized. And I won't be stressing out, right, like with all these different accounts, trying to, look at them individually and then trying to put them together. It's just going to be one account, have a summary of what's coming in, what's going out. And that way, it will give me actually so much more clarity on how much more money I can invest back into the business to make it grow. And it'll be actually predictable. And that's what I'm looking for. I want to know how much money I can spend responsibly, knowing that I have it and that I can use it to really grow my business, really quickly. So yeah, like I had all these, different bank accounts, right? I had 4 bank accounts, and then I had also like, a few personal. So it was so stressful to look at each different account. And then it gets really confusing when you transfer money from one account to another account. And then because when you transfer money, it doesn't explain what it was for. It just says transfer and it has like, this code and stuff. And that code doesn't explain like what it was. So it was very confusing and yeah, it's just not easy to trace, right? So when I was doing my own bookkeeping, right, I was writing notes and I was saying transfer from this account to that account. And then when I would transfer this money to another account, it would transfer from this account to that account. And it was just super confusing. So yeah, it was not clear and it was just a lot more work for me. And also, like, for example, when I would get a payment, for example, from Stripe, right, it would go into one account. And then when I would transfer the money to another account, right, I would have to think about it, saying that the income that I made from Stripe, right, like, do I count it in Stripe? Do I count it in this account or the next account? So it's very confusing. So what I did what I do now is like I only count my income in the Stripe account, and the other two I just count them as transfers. So it doesn't count as income because I didn't make money. It was already made in Stripe, and if I need to transfer it, it's just going to count as a transfer, right? So the original amount came in Stripe. So that's how I'm doing it, and that's how it's simplifying everything now. But yeah, with just less bank accounts, it's going to be even more simple. Why reducing the number of bank accounts and credit cards can really help you simplify the growth of your business? The first benefit I would say is clarity. It's so much clear. It's very clear exactly how much money is coming in and where it's going. If you have all these bank accounts and you're transferring among all these different bank accounts, right? It's just so hard to trace. And yeah, if you just wanted to know on a monthly basis how much you're spending, it just gets very confusing. So now, right at the end of the month, I can see exactly how much money came in and how much I spent, and then I can also see where I spent it and how much I spent, right? For example, if I spend $100 on my cell phone, and usually it's $50, right? I could be like, why is it double? If I get charged more than I should, I can see it right away and I can fix it. I can call companies and say, hey, you guys overcharged me, please, correct it. I can, save money. So I'm constantly saving money like that. Also, if I am paying for stuff, I want to be using it. Now, there's a lot of subscriptions as business owners, right? We pay for, and because it was convenient at first, but now we're not even using it, and we're still paying for, right? And it goes unnoticed. But with proper bookkeeping and doing it every single month, you're able to realize that you're paying for stuff you're not using. So one of my clients, right? I finished their bookkeeping and I saw that they were paying for Netflix, and I think it should be only like $15, and it was like about $30. It was double the price, and it wasn't just 1 month. It was like for the last 6 months like that. And I showed it to him. I'm like, "You're paying this much for Netflix," and he told me, he's like, "Oh, it's not supposed to be that much." And I was like, "How much should it be?" And then he's like, "Oh, only $15." And then he's like, am I paying for it twice? And we looked at it, and he actually was paying for it 2 times, double the price, right? So we fixed it, and now going forward, the next 6 months, right, he won't have to, continuously waste money like that. So it's super important for you to be able to organize and see your numbers super clearly. That way you can make decisions. If something's costing you money and you're not getting any benefit, you can cut it off, right? That's how you save money. Now, let's say you want to spend money on Facebook ads. How much do you spend? Well, you made, let's say, $3,000 last month. So you have that profit, right? And you can spend that aggressively. So let's say you spend $3,000 on ads. Let's say you made $10,000. So is it a wise investment? Obviously, you need to be good at ads in order for it to jump that high, but you are now aware of how much money you have for marketing. It's not like guessing, right? Like you have a credit card, you just spend it, and then you just see what happens, right? That's not a responsible way of trying to grow a business. You need to know your numbers, and it needs to be predictable. You need to have predictable growth, and the only way to do that is to know your numbers. So that's like one of the biggest reasons that I, reduced all of these bank accounts and all these credit cards. It was chaotic. It was very hard to manage. And now I feel like I can breathe. I have less stress. And I'm not just always like, deep into like organizing these numbers. It's just super simple. I have a lot of clients and I help them with their bookkeeping. You see some of my videos, and yeah, if you haven't watched any of my videos, make sure to watch them. All right, so if you want your bookkeeping simplified and you don't want to do it yourself, you want a professional to do it, so that's easy, done for you, and just gives you your numbers at the end of the month so you can make decisions, responsible ones, and you're looking to grow your business, then yeah, just look at one of the links below. There should be a link where you can book a call with me. It's a free call. You won't have to pay anything. So I have a guide below. Basically, I paid $10,000 in tax. There were 4 mistakes I made. And if you want to avoid making those same mistakes, you'll be able to save, money on taxes as well. So you can get a free guide. It's free. Link is below. Book a call with me, get the free guide, and save money and grow your business. I'll talk to you in the next video. Peace.